Hello guys, welcome to another video in the series of coding. Today we have with us a problem that is called Pacific Atlantic water flow. So let's get started. We are given an m into n matrix of non-negative integers representing the height of each unit cell in a continent. The Pacific Ocean touches the left and top edges of the matrix and the Atlantic Ocean touches the right and bottom edges. Water can only flow in four directions: up, down, left or right, from a cell to another one with height equal to or lower. Find the list of grid coordinates where water can flow to both the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. So very interesting problem, and let's try to take this example that they have given. So I have written it here. So dark blue represents Pacific Ocean, and light blue represents the Atlantic Ocean in my diagram. And we have to find where water can reach. Okay, so let's try to understand what is the logic. So see, consider any cell randomly. Okay, suppose this is the cell. So can water flow from this cell to both Pacific and Atlantic Ocean? If it can flow, then we have to return the coordinates of this cell. And similarly, we have to make a array of the coordinates of all such cells from which water can flow to Pacific and Atlantic and return them. Okay, let's just consider this cell. Let's understand by example. So see, 5, from 5 water can flow to 3. We can go to upper cell because 5 is greater than 3. It is at a more height than this. Okay, it is natural or logical to think if you are at a more height, okay, than some other height, so water can easily flow down, and you can water can you can make water travel from one cell to another cell. So from 5 water can travel to this cell. Okay, similarly from 3 it can travel to lower cell, and from 2 it can travel to this another lower cell, and water is able to reach the Pacific Ocean. So let me write Pacific. So water is able to reach the Pacific Ocean from the cell number 5. Can it reach the Atlantic Ocean? Now let's consider. See, it can reach the Atlantic Ocean. You can consider this direction also. So from 5 water will flow to 3, from 3 it will flow to 1, and from 1 it will flow here to the Atlantic Ocean. This side is also Atlantic Ocean, so it will flow here. This side is also Atlantic Ocean, so bottom is also Atlantic Ocean, and you have the left side is also Pacific Ocean, right? So in this, in this cell that we have considered, it's very interesting cell because water can flow in all directions. Water is able to flow, and you can take Atlantic water can flow to Atlantic Ocean either in this direction or in this direction, right? So anyhow, it is reaching Atlantic Ocean. We have just made it reach Atlantic Ocean and also Pacific Ocean. So this cell, the coordinate of this cell, which is 2 comma 2, this is what you will have to return. Okay, let's try to think of it in the reverse way. So instead of going to all cells and trying to make water reach Pacific or Atlantic Ocean, let's try to think of it in the reverse way. What do we mean by thinking of it in the reverse way? Let's take this cell itself. Let's see if water can reach here. Okay, consider the reverse way. If water is coming from Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, can water reach here? How do we do that? From Pacific Ocean, if water is coming here, okay, suppose it will come to this cell, then from 2 it will come to 3 because 3 is greater than 2. So now we are considering reverse way. So if the previous cell had a value smaller than the current cell, then water can flow. Okay, we are considering the reverse direction. Then from 3 it can flow 5 to 5. So water from Pacific is able to reach this cell. Similarly, water from Atlantic is able to reach this cell. Okay, so then we can say that because why from Atlantic? Because 1, then you have 3, then you have 5. So everything is in a constant or increasing order, so that is accepted. So water is able to reach the cell uh, from Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. We are thinking of it in reverse way because we want to traverse less number of cells. So this reverse way thinking is going to help us a lot, so we are going to think it in this direction. Now how do we actually find, okay, if water is able to reach from Pacific Ocean and Atlantic Ocean to some particular cell or not? How do we find? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to declare a grid of Pacific and Atlantic Ocean itself. Okay, so let me declare a grid of Pacific as well as of Atlantic Ocean. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to initially make all the elements of this grid equal to 0. So all the elements 1 2 3 4 5, and similarly I have this is a 5 cross 5 grid, so will have to make all everything as 0 initially. Initially we are assuming that water is not able to reach any cell. Now we will traverse and find if water is able to reach any cell or not. So what we do, we start traversing from the grid. Okay, so see, all the grids which are in contact, which are in direct contact with the Pacific Ocean, all these values, okay, all these values, all first row and first column, these are definitely able to get water from the Pacific Ocean. So let's start from the first value. Once we start iterating, we will start with the first value itself. Okay, consider 1. Now water is able to reach 1, okay, from the Pacific Ocean. So what we do is we make this in the Pacific Ocean grid, we make this value equal to 1. 1 means water is able to reach the, 0 means water is not able to reach. So once we have, we know we are able to reach, water is able to reach from Pacific Ocean to this cell, we are going to make it 1. Now what it will do is this will this will make a function call on all of its neighbors, and it's going to check if water is going to reach all of its neighbors also. If it is going to reach, then we are going to make their values also in the Pacific Ocean cell as 1. Okay, now what happens is when it makes a recursive call to its top neighbor, the recursive call is going to simply return back because it is going to go out of bounds. So this is the first condition that we'll give in our code, okay, in the recursive function code. If it goes out of bounds, we are going to return simply. Okay, so top neighbor and left neighbor are simply going to return because they are going out of bounds. What about the let's say next we make recursive call to the right neighbor. Now right neighbor, what will happen to the right neighbor? Right neighbor will the it is a valid recursive call because it's not out of bounds, and also it is 0. As of now it is 0. Okay, but what is happening is 2 is greater than 1. If the current value is greater than previous value, that means water can reach from the Pacific Ocean to this current cell. Current value is 2, and from where is water coming? Water is coming from 1. We are thinking in the reverse direction. 2 is greater than 1, so this is a valid recursive call. So now we have entered the recursive call of this element. So let me erase this. We are inside the recursive call of this element. It will call all of its neighbors. Okay. Uh, so once we write all of these, so I think logic will build up. So now this will call all of its neighbors. Okay, so this will call all of its neighbors. Before calling all of its neighbors, since water is able to reach the Pacific Ocean, we have checked 2 is greater than 1. Then we will make this also, this value also 1. Now what we are going to do is it will call all of its neighbors. So if when it calls its topmost neighbor, that is going to return, the function call is simply going to return back it's going out of bounds. When it's going to call its left neighbor, when it's going to call its left neighbor, it's going to see the value in the Pacific Ocean is already 1. Water has already reached that, so we need not check it again. So that is also going to return back. Then it's going to call its right neighbor. Okay, so it's going to call its right neighbor. Now we have written the function call of its right neighbor. So since this is a stack, okay, so since we are calling the right neighbor before calling the down neighbor, we will enter the function call of right neighbor. In stack, whatever element comes first, it goes out last. So later we will make the function call to down neighbor. Now we have entered the function call of its right neighbor. Now we are inside the function call of this data entry. So now what, it will again make a function call to all of its 4 adjacent neighbor. So the topmost neighbor is so first we will check the value. 2 is greater than equal to 2, right? So water can flow from Pacific to here, so we will quickly make it 1. Now it will make a function call to all of its neighbor. Its topmost neighbor is going to go out of bounds, so it's going to return back. And its left neighbor is it's already 1 in the Pacific Ocean, so its left neighbor function call is going to return back. Now it will make a function call to its right neighbor. Okay, before making to down neighbor, it will make to its right neighbor. Now its right neighbor is also going to make the function call to all of its 4 adjacent neighbors. So see, 3 is greater than equal to 2. It is true. So this value will also become 1. So this value will become 1, and after that it will make function call to its neighbor. Again its topmost neighbor will go out of bounds, so it will return back. Its left neighbor will be already 1 in the Pacific Ocean grid, so it will return back. Now it's going to make a function call to its right neighbor. Now when it makes a function call to its right neighbor, let me make it with the same color so that there is no confusion. So this is 5. 5 is great. Now we are inside the function call of this data value 5. 5 is greater than equal to 3. It is true, so we will change this value 1. That means water is able to reach from Pacific Ocean to this particular grid via 3. Via 3 we are able to reach 5. Okay, now we are inside the function call of 5. It will make the function call to all of its 4 neighbors. Now what will happen is its left function call, when it makes, it's already 1. So we have, water has already reached that cell, we need not worry about it, so we will just return back. When it calls to its top neighbor, it will go out of bounds, it will return back. When it call to its right neighbor, that will also go out of bounds, it will return back. So it will make function call to its down neighbor. So now we have entered the function call of its down neighbor. Now you see, interesting thing happens. 4 is greater than equal to 5 is not true. That means water cannot reach this 4 cell via 5. From Pacific Ocean, water cannot reach to this cell via 5. Maybe it could reach in other ways, we don't know, we have not checked, but it cannot reach via 5 to 4 because the current value 4 is smaller than 5. Okay, so that is why this function call will simply return back. Now when once this function call is returned back, right, what will happen is it will this function call this function call will also return back. So I have broken this link also. Now it will go to this particular function call. Now we have entered the function call of this 4. Okay, so now when we have entered the function call of its 4, it will again call its 4 neighbors, and this will keep happening. So let's quickly see it. Okay, now you see 4 is greater than equal to 3. So water can reach 4 via 3. So we will make this, this we will change it to 1 here. Means water can reach to this cell in the from the Pacific Ocean. Now when it makes function call to its top neighbor, it will return because it's already 1. It's water has already reached that. When it makes function call to its down neighbor, it will also return because see it is 3. 3 is greater than equal to 4 is false. Water cannot reach the cell via 4. Similarly, left also 3 is less than 4, so water cannot reach that. It will make a function call to its right neighbor. Okay, now it will make a function call to its right neighbor. Now when this function call is going on, what will happen is now water can reach here via this 4. Okay, initially we saw water couldn't reach via 5, but it can reach via 4 because 4 is equal to 4. They're at the same heights, so water can easily reach. Now we will make this 1, so water can reach that cell, but it can reach via 4. Now this 4 will make function call to all of its 4 neighbors. Okay, so once it makes function call, see its above neighbor is already 1, so it will return back. Its left neighbor is already 1, it will return back. Its down neighbor is smaller, 1 is smaller than 4, it will return. Right neighbor, it is going out of bounds, so it will return. So this function call returns. Now this function call returns, this function call returns, then this function call also returns. Now we have reached the function call of this particular 3. Now again we will keep on doing the same things. It will make function call to all of its 4 neighbors. Okay, when it makes function call to all of its 4 neighbors, topmost neighbor, it will simply return back the function call. It's already 1. The left neighbor, 2 is smaller than 3, so it will return back. Okay, then it will go to the function call of its right neighbor. Right is already 1, so it will return back. It's going to the function call to of its down neighbor. So now down neighbor is 5. 5 is greater than 3, this is fine, so this function call will be valid. And now we are going to again make the function call to all of its 4 neighbors. So now what is going to happen is left so first we will change this to 1 because water can reach here. Now see left neighbor will simply return back the function call because 4 is smaller than 5. Water cannot reach this cell via 5. Okay, from the Pacific Ocean, water cannot reach this cell via 5. Now, similarly, its down neighbor will also return. Its topmost neighbor will also return because all are having smaller values than it. Its right neighbor will also return. 3 is also smaller than 5. So now this function call will end. This function call will end. This function call will end. Now we will read the function call of this particular cell. This function call is also ended. Now this will call all of its neighbors. So you see now when this is calling all of its neighbors, so first 2 is equal to 2, so this is this is fine, so we will make this 1. Okay, now when it calls its leftmost neighbor, you see first let's look at top neighbor. Top neighbor function will return back, it's already 1. When it calls its left neighbor, now what's going to happen is this function call is going to go inside because this is valid, right? Because 3 is greater than 2, so then this is going to call all of its 4 neighbors. And similarly, when this is going to call all of its 4 neighbors, its left neighbor is going to go out of bounds. Okay, now we are inside this function call. Its top neighbor is already 1. Its down neighbor is having a smaller value, 2 is smaller than 3, so that function call is going to simply return. Its right neighbor is having a value smaller again, so this function call is going to return. This function call is also going to return back. Now what is going to happen, so we would have made this as 1. Okay, and all of its 4 neighbors have written. Now we are inside the function call of this function. So I hope that it is helping. So now what is going to happen is we are going to go inside the function call of its suppose we go inside the function call of its right neighbor. So right neighbor first, so now we are inside the function call of 3. 3 is greater than 2, so we can make this also as 1. And now this is making the function call to all of its 4 neighbors. So in this case, what is going to happen is now when it makes to the left neighbor, 2 is smaller than 3, it will return. When it makes to the top neighbor, the function call will return back, 2 is smaller than 3. When it makes to its right neighbor, it's already 1, so that will also return back. When it make to its down neighbor, it's already 1, that will also return back. So this right function call also returns back, and I have eaten away 3 and 5, so I will write it back again. Now we are going inside the function call of this 4, right? So now 4 will call all of its neighbors. Once 4 call all of its neighbors, see right is 2 is smaller than 4, so this will simply return back. Above also 2 is smaller than 4, this will return back. Right side it's already 1, so this will return back. Down now we enter the function call of 7, right? So when we enter function call of 7, 7 will call all of its neighbors. Okay. So you see all of its neighbors are smaller than it, so all the function calls will simply return back. But these will become 1. these would have become 1. So before calling its neighbors, we would have made these as 1. And now these all function calls are going to return back. So now these function call, this function call also returns back. Now this function call returns back, and now we are going inside this function call. Now you see, so you see this is already one. So yeah, so this is already one. So we will not waste time on it further. So what is going to happen is all the function calls are going to end. So now what is going to happen is from so via this particular via from this side of the Pacific Ocean, we have made water reach all these cells. Similarly, we'll do the same thing via this Pacific Ocean. Okay, so via this Pacific Ocean, we will start iterating, from these elements, and we'll do the same thing. We'll keep on calling the recursive function to check whichever cell water reaches, and we will make those cells also as one. Okay, so for example, here all these cells will become one. All these cells will become one, which are not one, because water can reach all these cells also. When we make the function calls here, all these cells will become one. So water can reach all these particular cells in this particular example. Now what is going to happen is, similarly we'll make for Atlantic Ocean array, and water will reach some particular cells in the Atlantic Ocean array also. At the intersection where both the cells of Pacific and Atlantic Ocean are one, we will just return back the those coordinates of those elements. So let's look at the code. So let's continue with our logic of the code. So we have already filled the cells for Pacific Ocean. Let's similarly fill the cells for Atlantic Ocean. So I'm not going to write all the function calls again, but I'll suggest you try and write all the function calls like we did for Pacific Ocean. Let's just write it now so that we move forward to code. So see, water can reach the Atlantic Ocean to all these values definitely, because you see all these values are attached to the Atlantic Ocean, because the light blue color is Atlantic Ocean. So it can definitely reach these cells. Let's see other cells. So it can reach this cell because 6 is greater than 5. It can reach this cell because 7 is greater than 1. So it can reach like this. 1 is equal to 1. So it can reach this cell. Similarly, 4 is greater than 2. It can reach this cell. Okay. What about this cell? So it can reach 5 also, because 5 is greater than 1. It can reach this cell because 4 is equal to 3, right? So these are all the cells water can reach from the Atlantic Ocean. It cannot reach any other cell. So let me mark those values here 1, so that we can compare and see which are the common intersection points where water can reach both Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. So first of all these values are 1, and what other values are 1, let me mark those also. So this is 1, this is also 1, this is 1, this is 1, this is 1, this second last row is also 1, and we have one extra value, that is the middle value, this is also 1. So let me just mark it. Now see, we have got all the cells where water can reach. Now which are the common cells? Okay, let's try to find. So this cell is common. Okay, similarly this cell is common because water is reaching both the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean there. Then this cell is common. Then this cell is also common, and then this cell is common, and then this cell is common, right? And then this cell is also common. So you see all these cells, we have to return the coordinates of all these cells, because water is reaching both from the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean, water is able to reach there, or water from these cells can reach the Pacific and Atlantic Ocean. So now let's move forward to code. We have spent enough time on logic. So what we are going to do is, let's first declare the vector that we are going to return. So we are going to return answer. So vector int answer, and this is what we are going to return. So it's going to have the coordinates of all the cells that we are going to return. Now what we'll give a condition. If matrix dot size is less than 1, then we can simply return answer here itself, because in test case they will give a case where we simply have this particular test case. So for that case we can just return answer here itself, otherwise it will go into error. Okay, now we'll move forward. Now what we are going to do is, we will first, let's make the recursive call function. Okay, then we will write the main function. So first let's write the recursive call function. So recursive call, okay, it's going to be void, and let me call the name of the function as function. What values are it going to take? It's going to take matrix. It's going to take I, which is the row value. It is going to take j, which is the column value, and it's going to take value previously, because it's going to compare with the previous value. If the current value is greater than the previous value, see what we saw in our examples, whenever the current value was greater than previous value, then only water could reach. So we need the previous value to compare. So that's what we are going to do. And then what else are we should we have passed? So we have passed a matrix. We should actually declare matrix here. So vector int and matrix, we can take it by reference because we are not going to make any changes to it. And we will pass ocean array. Okay, so we will pass the ocean vector. So just we are passing this particular grid. So for example, when we are going over the Pacific ocean grid, we are passing the entire grid as parameter. Okay, so vector int, and I will just call it ocean because it can change its name. Pacific and Atlantic, we'll pass different grids. So let's write the code. I think then we'll be able to understand it. And we are going to make changes to this ocean grid. We are going to make it one. Okay, we are going to make the values one whenever water can reach there. So this is it. And now in this recursive function, we are going to check three cases. What is the first case? We are going to check if it is out of bounds. So how do we check that? If rho is less than zero, okay, if the rho is less than zero, I is less than zero, or j is less than zero, it will go out of bounds. Otherwise, when does it go out of bounds? When I is greater than equal to matrix dot size. So from below it will go out of bounds. When will the column go out of bounds? When I is great j is greater than equal to matrix of zero dot size. Column will go out of bounds from the right hand side, and so on. So these are the four cases when it goes out of bounds, when the indices goes out of bounds. So in this case, we can simply return. Otherwise, what we are going to check? So we can check the next condition. What is the next condition that we will check? If it is already one, I mean, if already we have visited that cell, there is no point in visiting it again. So if ocean of I of j is equal to 1, right? So in that case, what we can do is we can just simply return. We need not visit it again. Okay. Otherwise, what we can do is now we will have to check the condition. What is the condition that we need to check? If matrix of I of j, if the current value, okay, if the current value is less than the previous value, then it can simply return because water cannot reach there. So these are the three conditions that we have to check. Otherwise, what we can do is we can enter the recursive call. So before entering the recursive calls, we know water can reach here because this condition is false. Then because if the condition was true, it will return. If this condition is false, then we can write the next statement. What is the next statement we can write? We can write ocean of I of j is equal to 1. So we will make it 1. That means water can reach there. And now we can go to the recursive calls again. So how do we go to the recursive calls again? Very simple. We just go to the adjacent cells of it. So first let's go to the cells of it. If we visit the all the four adjacent cells of it, we have to just make slight changes. So what we have to do? We have to pass the matrix same as before, but we will have to change I. Now suppose we are making I plus 1. We are going to the row below it. Okay. So we are making I plus 1. We'll let the column remain as same. So we are visiting the adjacent cell which is just below it. And then we are going to, now what will happen to the previous value? So now current value will become previous value. Okay. So that is the change, because for when we are calling the recursive function, this time the current value, the value which is there now, becomes the previous value. So the next time this value can be compared. So I hope it is helping. So what will be the current value? Current value is just matrix of I of j. That will become previous value next time for the next recursive call. And then we can just pass the ocean again. And I will just copy all these recursive calls because we have to just make slight changes in them. So these are the four recursive calls. First time we will make I plus 1. Next time we will make I minus 1. Okay, so one time we are going the downward cell. One time we are making recursive call to the upward cell. Then next time we are making recursive call to the right cell. So we are just increasing the column value. Next time we make recursive call to the left cell. So we just decrement the column value. Everything else remains as such same. So this is the function that we have written. Okay, now we will write the main function. How do we write the main function? So first we will declare vectors. So let me declare Pacific and Atlantic Ocean grids. So vector int Pacific. And how do we declare the size? So what will be its size? It will be the same as size of matrix, right? Because it will have all the values same. It will have all the rows and column values same. Number of rows and column values will be same as matrix. So I give matrix dot size, and then I give vector int, and it will have a matrix of 0 dot size, because matrix of 0 dot size give the number of columns and matrix dot size give the number of rows. So this is the declaration. And now I will initially give all the values as 0. So I hope that this declaration is fine. Next we will similarly declare the Atlantic vector. So Atlantic grid. So this is what we have declared. Now we have declared both the grids. Now what we do is we have to call them. Okay, how do we call them? Now how do we call them? We just do the normal iteration. So for int I equal to 0, I less than, okay, I less than, what we do, matrix dot size I plus plus. Okay, now what we have to do is we have to call the first we have to call the recursive function. Okay, so so let me go back to the drawing board. So I think there is some error in opening drawing board. It has got hanged. But okay, this has got hanged. Please have patience. So there is some error with this. Okay, so we have been able to reach the drawing board. So in this drawing board, what we have to do, we have to make function call first to this row. Okay, and then we'll make function call first, let's say, to both these rows. Okay, so what we will do is, let's go back. So so it has got hanged. Okay, let's go back. And we have to do is we have to make a function call to first row and let's say last row. So what will happen is, the value of I will keep changing. Okay, so value of I will change. So matrix of I equal to 0, I less than matrix of 0 dot size. So what we do is we make the function call. So function of, how do we make the function call? So initially what we give is, we give matrix, right? In the function, what are the parameters that we are passing? We are passing the matrix, we are passing row, then we are passing column. So matrix, then we pass I, we pass j, and then what we pass the previous value. So initially we will make int min as the previous value, because see, all the values will be greater than int min. So initially when I give this particular for the first row, when I give the function call, if I give int min as the previous value, all these values will be greater than int min. So they will make, okay, so this condition will not pose any problem, and ocean of I of j will become equal to 1. So that is what we want, because for the first row, what is able to reach from the Pacific Ocean to the first row. Okay, that is the logic. So initially I'm giving int min here, and then what I'm doing is, next time I have to pass this ocean. So first I will pass Pacific, right? So first I will pass Pacific. Now see, I is equal to 0. Why I have given here? Because I will be here and this will be 0 for the first row. So first row, and these values will keep changing. I will keep changing. When I is equal to 0, we are going to pass this cell value. When I is equal to 1, we are going to pass this cell value. So I is equal to 2, I is equal to 3, I is equal to 4, we are going to pass these cell values initially. So this is what is this line, right? And then we can similarly give for the last row, but for the last row we will have to give the call for the Atlantic Ocean, right? So this same call, let me just copy this here, this same call, but here the row the column value will change. Column value will become matrix of, what will column value become? So column value will become the last value. So matrix dot size minus 1. I mean, row value will become the last value. So matrix dot size minus 1, this is the last row value, and then int min is as same, and then instead of Pacific we will call the Atlantic Ocean, right? And similarly we'll give a function call for the right and left, for the right side and left side. Let me go back to the drawing board. Now we will give function call for these elements. Okay, so these are sufficient function calls. Once we enter these elements, it is enough to fill the entire grid. So how do we give function call for that? So I will just simply give for int j equal to 0, j less than matrix dot size j plus plus, and I will just copy these function calls and I will make slight changes in them, and we will call the function. So we are going to, this time we are going to iterate j, and this time when we are calling the this ocean, when we are calling the Pacific Ocean, so Pacific Ocean, first time all the column values are 0. So column values are 0, so we will make column value 0. When we are calling the Atlantic Ocean, so this will remain j, but it will become matrix of, this time, see, when we are doing, this particular column, what will happen is, for how do you reach this 0 comma this last cell? So so this index is, for example, here this index is 0 comma 4. Next time when we are calling the next cell, right? This index is 1 comma 4, next time this index is 2 comma 4, and so on. So how do you get this? So 4 is nothing but matrix of 0 dot size, right? So that's what I will give. I think it has again got hanged. Let me go back. So matrix of 0 dot size, and that's it. I think it should work. And now after this, what I do is I just compare. So my Pacific and Atlantic grids, whenever they have value equal to 1, what I will do is add all those common values. So for int I equal to 0, I less than matrix dot size, I plus plus. For int j equal to 0, j less than matrix of 0 dot size, j plus plus. I will. So this computer is giving some problems because it is hanging in between. And after this, I will just see wherever the values are equal to 1. So if Pacific of ij is equal to 1 and Atlantic is equal to 1, then in that case, what I do is I just, let me call a vector v. So vector int v, and let me give size of vector int as 2, and then v of 0 will become equal to I, and v of 1 will become equal to j. So I have to just push the coordinates, right? So then answer dot push back coordinates. So what coordinates am I pushing back? So v, because whenever this condition is true, we need to return back all those coordinates. So that's it, and finally I can return answer, and this should work. Return answer. So that's it. I think we can run. I know it's a long code and it has been a very lengthy one, but it's very interesting problem, and I think it's very useful problem. So I think it's important to take care of this problem. So let's just run. So my system is hanged and I'm not able to run it. So we have reached the last part of the code. So this is the entire code, and let me just run this, and see, it is finished. So this is fine. Let's just submit this code and check if it's an accepted solution or not for all the values. So it's accepted. That's it. Thank you for being patient and listening. And I will post the link of this code. I will post the GitHub link of this code. Thank you.